Nicole Killian, live for us on Capitol Hill. Thanks so much, Nicole. Great to see you. Well, President Trump celebrates his 100 days in office tomorrow, and he'll celebrate that milestone with a rally in Michigan. As promised, he's brought dramatic change to the role of government since returning to the White House, with a big focus on the economy. But Americans are concerned over his handling of the economy and inflation. CBS News polls show us that Trump's approval ratings dipped since early February. And since March, more people believe that Trump's administration has focused too much on tariffs. And over recent weeks, fewer now believe Trump has a clear plan for tariffs and trade. Now, more people are also saying there's not enough focus on lowering prices, even as Trump continues to double down on tariffs.
The good news is costs are way down, groceries are down, it's all looking good, the tariffs are strong.
All right, let's get right to our business contributor and business editor of the Dallas Morning News, Javier David. Javier, thank you for being with us. I want to first get your thoughts on how Trump's first 100 days in office have gone, specifically with his handling of the economy.
Well, look, the tariff gambit was predicated on an idea that in one fell swoop, the president could undo a global trading system that he believes unfairly disadvantages U.S. workers. That was always going to involve some short-term pain. But the problem, of course, is that this pain is likely to last a lot longer than he thinks and be more widespread. Consumers really like buying cheap things from abroad. They've grown accustomed to it, and they feel anything but liberated. And the tariffs are likely to light a fire underneath inflation and erode growth. And all of that, of course, has real political consequences that's surfacing in some of this poll data that's likely making the White House at least a little bit nervous.
Okay, so earlier this morning, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent responded to a question from reporters about when we can expect the first trade deal to actually happen. Let's listen to that and see what he had to say.
I think it could be as early as this week or next week. Vice President Vance was in India last week, and negotiations are coming along quite well with them. As I've mentioned, some of our Asian trading partners have come with very, very good deals. We're evaluating those, and President Trump's going to have the final say on all of them.
All right, Bessent said the first trade deal could happen soon. How do you think that's going to impact the markets?
It would be a good news story, but it's kind of suspicious, and a number of people have noticed this, that the U.S. has yet to announce any movement toward deals, even with friendly countries like India and Japan that you think would be easier to sort of get done by China. But look, whatever happens with any of these sort of trade deals these conversations that are taking place, the real action is with China. The markets are not going to be satisfied until there is something on the table that suggests there's a de-escalation. China needs the U.S. needs China. This is the single most important bilateral trade relationship in the world. And that is really the only thing that is going to sort of extract all of the volatility and the uncertainty from the market that we've seen.
Okay, I want to ask you a very specific question about IBM planning to invest $150 billion in the U.S. over the next 5 years. How significant of an investment is this from IBM?
It's a good one. Look, NVIDIA also made a similar commitment a few weeks ago, and it's a good story and precisely what we saw in the early days of this administration before tariffs took over the conversations. You had SoftBank, you had OpenAI, you had Oracle Core. They were all unveiling plans to inject at least, hundreds of billions of dollars into the economy. This is good for manufacturing. Big companies making big investments in the U.S. of their own volition, not because they were forced to, but because they were confident in the policy outlook. And so this is what you want to see. It's a reminder of what the economy can and should be, provided the White House starts focusing on brass tacks. And brass tacks is leaving the tariff uncertainty to the side. That just makes it harder for businesses to plan or make long-term business arrangements like this.
And looming in the background, of course, is consumer confidence. This is kind of the bigger picture. You want consumers to feel good about